Welcome to Monday's meditation, and this week's meditation is going to be around the remedy holly. And holly is the remedy for those of us who suffer from envious, jealous feelings of hatred. And it's for those of us who feel angry, sometimes without good cause, and we find it difficult to open our hearts to love. And this meditation, I'm hoping, will lead us somewhere where love is abundant and our hearts can open wide and give without any conditions to other people, taking off our armour to love. So I'm hoping that because you knew you were going to be joining me, that you're already sitting somewhere comfortably. Remember, comfort is important. So just bringing your attention now to your breath. Bringing your attention to your breath going in at the tip of your nose if you can. Bringing your attention to the rise and fall of your chest. And if that feels uncomfortable, perhaps bringing your attention to your tummy and noticing whether it moves when you breathe. If your tummy doesn't seem to move, then notice your shoulders. Our shoulders often make a small movement when we breathe. So breathing in, noticing the movements that happen when you breathe. And bringing your attention to somewhere that feels comfortable for you to focus on each breath. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in, and breathing out, you know you're breathing out. There's nowhere else to be, there's nothing else to do. This time is for you. It's a commitment to yourself to sit quietly and connect with yourself. And for this meditation, there will be connection with your heart. There will be connection with the love inside your heart. But breathing in and breathing out is all that I'm asking you to do right now. I'm not asking you to change the way you breathe. Your breath is perfect for you. Just acknowledge any thoughts that are coming in. And just try to let your thoughts fade into the background as you breathe. Breathing in, you can tell yourself, I'm breathing in. And breathing out, you can tell yourself, I'm breathing out. And perhaps you want to notice when your in-breath becomes an out-breath. Just noticing when it turns the corner from being an in-breath to an out-breath. Acknowledging those thoughts, just noticing them and choosing to focus on your breath. Just bringing your attention for a few moments to your physical body. Noticing where your feet are. Noticing how your knees feel. Noticing your spine running up the middle of your back. Noticing your jaw and your mouth, and whether that's relaxed or whether you have your teeth clenched. Noticing your neck and your shoulders, and just allowing your shoulders to fall away from your ears a little bit further. Noticing your head on top of your neck, and being aware of any thoughts and just trying to let them fade into the background. We're not avoiding our thoughts. We're just allowing them to fade because we're focusing on something else. We can only have one thought at a time. So your thought at the moment is about your breath. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. And breathing out, you know you're breathing out. And I want you now, or I invite you now, invite you to put your hand on your heart. It doesn't matter which hand. You can cover one hand with the other if that feels comfortable. But I ask you to make a connection with your physical heart by placing your hand over the middle of your chest. And you'll feel your breath now. You'll feel the rise and fall with each breath underneath your hand. And beneath your hand and beneath your rib cage lives your heart, your physical heart. And I just want to leave you for a few moments just to focus on that physical heart. And you may find that you're able to connect with its beat, its rhythm. It's always there, beating away in the background without any effort from you, doing a wonderful job in keeping us alive, keeping the oxygen flowing throughout our bodies. So just for a few quiet moments, I want you to say thank you and sit quietly with your heart. When we feel prickly, when we feel anger, when we feel hatred, when we feel jealous or envy, our heart tends to increase its rate. It increases rather than relaxes. Just be aware of your heartbeat. Be aware of its rate and its rhythm. Even if you don't feel it through your hand, just allow it to be. And I want you now, in your imagination, in your mind's eye, to allow your higher self to take you on a little journey. And that journey is inside your heart. Okay, so I want you to imagine, if you can, or tell yourself the story that you are now standing inside of your heart. It doesn't have to make any sense to feel healing. Just allow your higher self to guide you. It may feel like your imagination, but just allow yourself to be inside of that heart. But instead of being red as you would expect, I want you to see the inside of your heart as green. The walls of your heart are a beautiful, beautiful green colour, like the holly plant, like the spiky holly plant. Not the flower that comes up on the holly, but the leaves. That wonderful, beautiful green of holly. If you can't see the colour, that's okay. Just tell yourself the story that the walls of your heart inside are green and vibrant. Just allow that colour to soak into you. Just the colour green. And the colour green connects with your heart centre. Your heart chakra is green. Just allow that green to surround you and to be absorbed by you. And I want you to find on the floor of your heart, and just look at that floor. What does that look like? I want you to find lots of heart-shaped objects. Lots of heart-shaped objects. Perhaps there's pieces of paper. Perhaps there's little crocheted hearts. Perhaps there's little paperweights. Perhaps there's heart-shaped balloons. But the floor of your heart is covered in the heart shape that we draw when we represent a heart. It looks nothing like the physical heart, but it's the symbol that we use when we talk about love. And I want you to wander around your heart, around that green cavern that you're in. And I want you to place these symbols of love all through your heart. Perhaps you have a sense of the anatomy of the heart and you know exactly where you're going to put things. But if that's not the case, it's not important. Perhaps the inside of your heart looks like the shape of the heart that we draw, and that's okay. For now, you're just decorating that space with many, many hearts. And as you do that, you see the colour intensify. Every time you place a heart which is representative of love, the colour becomes more vibrant, the green becomes more vibrant, and you feel a little bit more loving. And you want to place more and more hearts around the place. Maybe you want to stick them on the walls of the heart. Maybe there's the valves that have a little dip that you can place a little heart-shaped object. Maybe you want to dangle a heart-shaped light fitting from the roof of your heart. Be creative, be loving with your own heart, and allow that green to intensify. Allow it to be vibrant. Allow it to be healing. Allow yourself to be filled up with it more and more, and to feel even a tiny little bit more loving with each object that you place. And you're just about done. And I want you to see that there's a little seat somewhere within your heart. And I want you to sit on it just for 1 minute. And during that minute, I want you to say the affirmation inwardly. I am love. I am loving. So just those two statements. I am love. I am loving. Just internally, just for 1 minute. And just bringing your awareness now to the space again, and just looking around and noticing all the heart-shaped objects that you've put around your heart, and feeling a sense of lightness, a sense of love, a sense of inner harmony, as if you've let something go, something that was unhelpful, something that was not good for you, something that was unloving for yourself or for others. And very gently, I want you to imagine that you can climb out of your heart and close a little door behind you. knowing that at any time you can open that door again and climb back into your heart and let go of any anger, any jealousy, any hatred, any envy, any suffering due to a prickly emotion that you're feeling. You can climb back into your heart and you can redecorate in that green space. But for now, I want you to become aware again of your physical body. I want you to wiggle your toes. I want you to bring your awareness up through your shins and your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your pelvis. Notice your spine running up the middle of your back and your shoulder blades. Notice the space between your shoulder blades. Notice your fingers, give them a little wiggle. Notice the palms of your hands, your wrists, your arms, your elbows, your shoulders. Notice the back of your neck and the front of your neck. Notice the back of your head, the top of your head. Notice your ears on the side of your head. Imagine that you can wiggle them and smile. Bring your awareness to your tummy and your chest and notice any movement with your next breath. Notice your eyes behind your eyelids and your teeth and your tongue inside your mouth. And bringing your awareness back to your breath going in at the tip of your nose. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. And breathing out, you know you're breathing out. And just taking 3 deeper breaths. Big deep breaths to bring your awareness back, connecting your body and your breath. Feeling yourself back in your own space. Gently opening your eyes when you're ready. And just having a look around, having a drink of water if one is beside you. If not, making sure that you have a little drink once you get going. And just gently going about your day again. Reconnecting, making sure that when you stand up, that your feet are flat on the ground and that you feel the ground beneath them. And making sure that you're grounded. And I wish you a wonderful week. Namaste. Lots of love.